Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Farm Manager World. It's episode number 4. We continue on in Europe, now into chapter 3. It's not easy going green. An aspiring organic food producer can afford to live in a large house. Upgrade your farm owner's house. By the way, take a look at the new decorations and training courses. So the next thing is to construct a large farm owner's house. Now, one of my objectives last episode, in the second half of chapter 2, was that the campaign alone was not producing enough base income, and so we were struggling to progress. So we made a couple key changes. We added more chickens. We went from a small cowshed to a medium cowshed, and we added a second tractor. Those processes have increased our income. We added a couple more staff, etc., etc. That added up to a much better base income than what we had before, and I have a feeling that to progress through this next chapter, we're probably going to need a bit more of that. I would think one of the next targets would probably be to add another medium cowshed and get 8 more. And that could and should put us in a much stronger, stable income, especially with December and the end of year into the next spring happening here very soon. The final harvests are happening as we speak. So as we go through that process, sure, there's a little bit more money to be made, and we're up to 335,000 because finishing chapter 2 and collecting that subsidy, that was 300k. Gave us a little bit to start with. Let's check in though on the house to see what it is we need to do for the farm owner. It's going to be 150k, so half of what we had just brought in, and that would get us to continue right on into the next step. Think we can manage to do that most likely, but I think the first thing I want to do is increase our funding, especially for the winter. So we're going to go ahead and add another staff member and another medium cowshed, get it filled up before winter hits. The black currant is going to get done. We just brought in an extra employee for the farm, and she's been added to it. So the fantastic news here is we are getting this last black currant harvest done before the end of the year. Just a lot of extra money. We had, if you remember to the tail end of last episode, our temp workers were on that calendar that had them only till the end of October. I extended till December, and we were able to get in additional temp workers to get us all the way to the end of that cycle before we sit things out for the winter and the fields become unusable for that period of time. But this is getting so much more work done for us than previously. So I do have a staff member that I have hired in the last minute or so, but we are going to get some dairy cows, and we'll get that combination of young and old. 15k for that. We'll get them brought in, get the same crop selected that we have for the other for their feed, and now it's just down to that staff member portion. Wow, there's enough straw here that we can only load so many bales. Nice. A lot of extra straw. And the 2 tractors is making a massive difference on things right now. Okay, looks like they're finishing up. I might be able to get her assigned. Nope, not yet. The new one is Summer Henderson, whose roommate is Summer Jordan. But their favorite season is fall. Okay, the animals have been delivered. We've got to get our staff member back on task here fairly soon, but you can see, well, I guess it wouldn't be back on task, initially on task here very soon. There is this field now cleared out. There she is. Okay. Summer is assigned. So we have someone to take care of. That prepares us much more for winter, and we still have over 300,000 after doing that. We're actually still collecting grass as well, so that's going to help offset what we just spent on that field. We're going to have this black currant harvest that I can sell. So let's go ahead and finish the first stage of chapter 3, which is the upgrade to the farmhouse. And you can see that the huge garage here out front is the major addition. Next up, organic crops bring great profits, but they require natural fertilizers, organic spraying, most importantly, self-produced organic seeds, which you won't find on the market. Create a seeds and seedlings production building and complete the organic farm certificate training. That's a lot. That is a lot. But also, and I'm so sorry, I should have written your name down, but the comment came in a couple of days ago on one of the previous videos, a very, very good comment mentioning that I had not changed the fertilizer over to what we have. Which, let's double check what it is that we have. I didn't even think to do that, and I certainly should have. I know we have fertilizer somewhere about in here, and there it is. Manure, just straight up cow manure is what we have. So switching all of these fields to that cow manure will start to actually save us a lot of money, as we should have plenty of manure for these purposes. Especially as we are adding more cows, right? This grass field already was. See, and it came along with that campaign, and somebody picked up on that. I should have. I absolutely should have. I did not think of it as at the time, and in fact, our other greenhouses at the same time all should get switched over. Now, this will use up, obviously, our supply. It will change things regarding that, and maybe we don't have enough. But the simple answer there is to make more manure, bring in more cows, have more base monthly income, and voila, you are saving a ton of money on the cost of chemical fertilizers. All right, well, we need the organic farm certificate now that those are swapped over. Almost winter. We're nearly done with things. The last couple things is field prep for the coming year. This is all going to, hit that winter mode in just a moment. And then we have that last grass harvest ongoing right now. We don't need an order for grass. We have grass. We have lots and lots and lots of grass. You have none in there, though. Do we have any? We might have gone through it all. I might need to start hanging on to more. Let's see. Our auto trade. Maybe we need to hold on to a bit more. Now that we've gone from 4 cows to 16 cows. So we'll hang on to 200 for now. So we have that in stock. We really shouldn't have to order it. It's just we've run out. Speaking of, 200 is nothing on what we're bringing in. All right, we need the seeds and seedlings production first before we can do the organic farm certificate. The certificate itself is going to cost us 10,000. That will dip into what we have there, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, this is a spendy one, folks. The seeds and seedlings production facility, 95,000 and 500 a month in maintenance. It definitely has a cost to it. This is not an easy one. Strategically about where we would want to place this. At some point, we are going to expand our land. I mean, there's so much property to buy around here. So things, won't be terribly problematic when it comes to doing things, but I have a feeling that this is something. We have the money right now, but I kind of want to wait till spring. We don't have to spend 1,500 on maintenance for it when it's not serving a purpose. So I think I'm going to wait till spring on that, in which case we've got about 5 days left until spring comes and, field prep is all but done. We might have some things to sell now that I think about it, like And the peas, no, not so much. Oh, there's another harvest of peas as we speak. So we have peas, which found a fair few contracts on that. We have black currant. We have straw. And we have some barley. There is a contract for melon, finally, but we don't have the melon. There's a contract for bok choy. All right, no bonus contracts for any of these, so we need to get them sold. The black currant, the peas, the straw, the barley, and I guess we can help the grass. Yeah. We sell so much grass that we're killing the market. It just sold some anyway. But without grass, we're looking at 27,000. Nice payday right there. Brings us up to 197K as we go to enter our winter mode. All right, so what we're looking at is a bit of a negative here. It is not going to be great. Monthly wages are actually in excess of the animal products income over the stretch. The additional costs of food, maintenance buildings, the vet to keep the animals going. Yeah, not great, but a step at a time. Oh, we can't skip winter during active field works. Okay. Not sure which one is active. That's raked. That's hibernating. Our plowing in progress, I suppose, would be the one. Yeah, there we go. So, reassessed moments later, we're looking at monthly wages actually being quite a bit less because now we're into December and the temp workers are gone. So, 60,000. Food a little bit less, the others the same. The animal products income still the same. Just 4,000 lost. Now it's the end of March, and we're ready to get the fields up and running again. So yeah, I'll take that. That's a very, very neutral balance of just 4,000 lost. And with that, we begin in March with 185,000. These individuals all start getting hired tomorrow. I'm wondering if we should even hire an extra this year. We'll do that. We'll bump that up to 8 now. We have room for 12. Eventually we'll get it to 12. I don't think I'll ever take on more than that number. There you go. Spring is here. And we're going to begin with the seeds and seedlings production. I'm going to put it up here on the road. Alright, looks like we will need to assign staff for this one. Alright, so organic crops bring great profits, but they require natural fertilizers. We'll have that part. Organic spraying we don't have yet. But the self-produced organic seeds. Create a building and complete the certificate training is all we need. It's not telling us what specific crop we're going to need to be working on, but I'd like to start working on one right away. Maybe the black currant or something simple initially, like maybe the bok choy. I'm going to start with sorghum. I think the thing about the sorghum is it's going to put us in a position to utilize a crop that we are using to feed our animals, and that's some of those early targets, like why I've gone for lupine as a choice. Got some insecticides here. Tractors, they're on their way, they'll be fine. Well, now that we do have the production facility, we can begin the organic farm certificate. 10K, and that's going to take just 5 days to complete. Okay, well, they're giving us a choice of either cabbage or cucumber. Let's go with the cabbage. Okay, so we're going to have to do the cabbages. Apparently, we're going to have to order. At the moment, I'm having a minor issue, and we'll see. No, it's still persisting. So, the seedling plant needs organic cabbage to make the organic cabbage seedling. But organic cabbage is something that can be stored in your warehouse. It's something we can sell, but it's not something we can currently buy. Meanwhile, it's April. We're down to just shy of 70,000 after we spent a lot of money on the house upgrade. Spent a lot of money on the seed facility. Hiring another staff member, and creating another field. So it's brought us down quite a bit. Certainly not at nothing, but that is not a big sum of money. And of course, with it being spring, we have 0 harvests right now. Our first grass harvest is coming up, sure, but it certainly takes a while to get those finances going. But While I'm trying to sort things out, we're gonna get 21,000 for blackcurrant and melon. A couple early harvests that puts us back over 100K just before we hit the month of May. Okay, I have moved cabbage manually into our warehouse. Oh, okay, folks. I don't know why this option wasn't showing up for me earlier, but I found this one. So we have 240 regular cabbage will make 400 cabbage seedling organic. We finally have a means to an end on this one, but that does mean we need to order more cabbage. Okay, so we found a production method, and it is working. We now have the cabbage. We are producing the seedling, and then that field we'll be able to plant here very soon. I was getting frustrated there, but we got there in the end. I don't know why that wasn't showing up before when I went in to choose. Maybe it was too fast before it was all open, or we were still finishing the training. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, we got there in the end. All right, we've just taken on a blackcurrant harvest, a cassava harvest, and a bok choy harvest. That's brought in some money for us, 103,000 now, and the blackcurrant is ready to be sold if we do not have a sale contract for it. We do not. Oh, we also have some bok choy. Let's go ahead and check. Oh. Ooh, numbers down to 1,200. Numbers are not looking great on that one. Bok choy has not been put away just yet, but we have 8,000 for the other two. Ooh, we still have more cassava as well, and more bok choy. 17,000 for the black currant, and our first group of seedlings are ready. We should be able to get this planted now. Cassava is 10K for that one. The remaining bok choy, having sold the rest, is 12,000. The cabbage seedling, the organic, if we were to sell it, it's 3,400. We can make money off of that seedling facility, as we spent maybe 400, but of course we are paying a staff member to work there, and their salary is certainly not nothing. 1,700 a month, something like that. All right, slowly but surely I'm figuring this out. You've got to get things ordered at warehouses in the vicinity, blah blah blah. Anyway, it should be more straightforward. It's not. It's a little complicated, but anyway. Complete the neighborhood barbecue training. We've finished that step. This field will get planted momentarily now that those seeds are available. Or at least one would think it will get planted momentarily. Anyway, complete the neighborhood barbecue training and then buy more land from the farm owner's house window. You're going to need space for organic crops, especially since you'll need to keep them at least a dozen meters away from production buildings and non-organic fields, or they become contaminated. Yikes, we're not going to want to plant that right there, are we? So really, like, way back here is where we could put an organic field right now. But, okay. Well, neighborhood barbecue training is that first piece. We're up to 150,000, by the way. We are making progress. There we go. Unlocks buying new land. It's 5,000 for this one. The farmhouse is plenty large enough for this. Land will not be cheap to buy, though. Turn of the month, 113,000, but we are making progress when it comes to the finances so far for this calendar year, already into June. I'm going to switch this field up away from that, so we're going to change this field to something else that we can make money off of early on. We've got barley, we've got black currant. Maybe another thing that we're purchasing. We're purchasing the lupine. We'll do the sorghum. This is all the idea of for this is to not have to purchase anymore to feed. Ooh, I need a point seed drill, or we'll have to plant manually for the sorghum. Let's see how much a point seed drill will cost us. We do have some parking. Point seed drill, yeah, it's only 5,000. Let's go ahead and get that purchased. And we actually have no warnings for a change. I've been getting a lot of those. And there we go. So that is getting planted. So we've added a field, another means to make money with that second tractor. It's it's not as difficult to maintain an extra field. So the training is done. We need to buy another land tile. Let's note again what it is we need. We need to keep them at least a dozen meters. I don't know how they are handling meters here. I mean, if we look at this field, it's 44 meters by 36 meters. All right, so this field is 11 by 8. And that translates into 44. 11 by 8 translates into 44 by 36, which means each grid spot is 4 meters. So doing the math there, if we are to be at least 12 meters, means 3 grid spots. All right, now that we have that out of the way, buying land is kind of the next step, and it's kind of world's your oyster at the moment in what you can do with that, as we do have a huge barley harvest that has come in. Let's see. Wow, that's still fresh. Do we have a barley? No. Gosh, we had barley constantly for a couple of years, and we're just not getting them right now. Oh, blackcurrant coming in as well. Chance to make a little money here, especially if we're about to... Nope, neither one has any sort of contract right now to sell. While they're fresh, 33,000. We're going to take that 33,000 because if we're about to jump in and buy some land... Ooh, hello. That's very much world your oyster kind of thing. If we were to take that next grid, 36K. So actually we basically just paid for it with those 2 harvests. And yeah, we're going to go this way. We only have to be 3 grid spots away to use that land. So we've purchased the land, and that completes that step. And oh my, okay, that's something new that I don't remember the older farm manager having, and that is, like, you straight up have mountains here. That was flat, but it had a road cutting through it. This is flat and mostly clear. Okay, I wonder if that made the land cheaper, though. It's okay, we do not have to build up onto the mountains, but we do want to start our field, like down here, well over the 3 grid spots away, and we will begin organic farming down into probably this area over here will be organic farming. So they've given us a new 1 hectare field requirement, agriculture expansion techniques 2, and create a field with organic cabbage, which we're prepared for. We just couldn't do as it was too close. It was just 2 grid spots away from non-organic fields. It was also right about 3 grid spots away from production facility, so that's why it wouldn't plant. 100 by 100. This field right here is 52 by 52. They want a huge field, almost twice that size. I'm not even sure we have space to do it with that mountain. This may end up having to go down into this huge pocket down here by itself, which would be okay. It'd be okay. We're talking about a very, very large field on the way. Speaking of on the way, that's going to be on the way for next episode. Now, I have a feeling that we've got a long ways to go yet here on chapter number 3, but we are finding that finances are definitely much better off than they had been, plus about 150K finances not counting all those expenses that we've incurred, the large scale expenses, not your regular ones, but the one time, 150K on a new house, 95K on a new production building, not those like capital expenses, but on your generic um, business operating. We're making a decent amount of money here over the last, well, really just 3 months, because we just got through that winter. We made that last little bit of money before we entered winter, that final week, and then we got through the winter where we only lost about 4,000. So really, since March. And that thing about March is, none of these fields harvest in March. They start again in March. So their first harvests aren't until like end of April. First harvest just days ago. First harvest about to happen. First or second harvest was about a month ago. Uh, just planted our first field here. So, that being said, we're only just starting to make some money, and we're already looking good on how we're doing on that. So I'm getting less concerned about our basic finances as we've, set up more money makers along the way, and it's starting to show in making the campaign missions a little easier to get through and navigate, and not take 1 year to do one piece. But as we set up this organic field for the first time, I said this thing's going to be huge. The agriculture expansion techniques, let's go ahead and knock that one out as we go to wrap up this episode. That one should be fields. We've got to get through 1 and 2 to do that, so we need 30,000 to complete this task. Well, let's start that first one, and we will go from there when we pick up next time. That's going to do it for this episode on the Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.